use those weapons.
Right now you can tell everybody's stressed out, so you don't want to talk to anybody. You just kind of, if you stick around our little biz dev area, you'll be safe. So we're pretty relaxed. Hopefully this will only be seen after the game comes out. So we have to kind of get everything out before everybody builds it. So we've had our share. So now it's their turn.
Can't go home until he goes home.
I'm sleeping here tonight, man. There's no hope for you. It's all over.
There you have it. I'm sleeping here tonight.
That hole that is created, it feels like we made it more extreme, like actual cracks right here on one frame. We got so much done in this last month. We lost a few years off of our life due to sleep deprivation, but, you know, we got a lot done. They get to a point where they're just like, I don't know, should I attack? I don't know. Over here, they just want to love. So yeah, I don't have any idea why he's just decided now that attacking is not in his best interest. It's incredibly daunting knowing that the entire team is pushing themselves really hard and everybody's, you know, staying late, putting in lots of overtime and really putting everything they have into this demo.
It's a much more tense environment than it normally is. I mean, everyone's really under the gun. A lot of pressure, a lot of tired people.
It's not rocket science, no one dies as a result of doing it, but it's a pretty stressful job nonetheless. Lots of very passionate people working on the project, and that can lead to some arguments and stress. And there's definitely a few evenings you go home and you just want to go and punch something.
The stress level gets high enough that I just try to mentally just stop myself from caring and just sort of robotically go about it. And no matter what somebody says to me, it's just like, okay, they don't mean that. I'm just going to keep moving.
There's a lot of freaking out and then just kind of stepping back and just reminding yourself that, you know, it's a video game.
Who controls the camera tween? Does anybody? Is it automatic? How's that work? The product is ours. We have the right to beat the living crap out of it. We have the right to be picky and brutal and evaluate it from the, you know, this is shit, this is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, we have the right, we're creating that, we have the right to say that. And I find that if we don't take that approach, or if someone doesn't take that approach, when we release the product, everyone else in the world will.
There's a smoothness to where the animation needs to be, and it's not there.
It's not about you're not doing your job, it's about the product isn't where it needs to be, what do we need to do to get the product there? That's always been my philosophy.
I gotta say, the ending is low budget. It's truly a live or die situation, you know. I want to make a great game and I want to make a great experience, but if I don't, it's probably it for me. I hope not, but most likely it is. I drove around for an hour looking for a parking space. I had forgotten how fantastic E3 is. Fuck that. It's been a long road and we only have a small amount of the game finished. But it's showing very well. Right now the booth is pretty packed. We've only got 8 stations, so a lot of people are at the booth. It's very exciting, very good for us. I'm looking forward to seeing people's responses back to this thing. Right now I haven't heard anything, but seeing the crowds is definitely an inspiring thing.
But it's cool, it's so surreal, like seeing the game you work on, like on the floor. It's awesome.
Fantastic. I like the same gameplay with more intense moves. I like that you can do multiple grabs and that even though the guy is technically dead, you can still beat the crap out of him.
As a consumer, I say, why am I going to go drop cash on a 360 or a PS3 when I can get that kind of performance out of my PS2 and a game that looks that great?
That's awesome.
I was actually kind of bummed out when I heard we were going to do this game on the PlayStation 2. You know, going to E3, I was just like, this is great. We're squeezing juice out of the PS2 that's, you know, looking at the games at E3. 99% of the time when I look at a game, I'm like, our game looks better.
The day we ship our Gold Master, that will be the end of the PS2 era for me. And I'm going to be very sad. It's been, without doubt, the most fun console I've ever worked on. It's been a very, very good few years working on this machine. And I really feel like we're giving it a good send-off.
I think at E3 to see even with the PS3 booth 15 feet away, we still had lines of people wanting to play the game and people really enthusiastic and talking about it. That's why we make the games. That's why we suffer. And that's why we enjoy ourselves. is because we want people to have fun playing it, to see people having fun playing it. That's what it's all about.
Aaron! What's up, Hans? How you doing, man? Dude, this is the first game I'm really actually proud of.
I'm 31 years old and I still can't believe I make games, right? I mean, that's a trip. That really is kind of worth it. But yeah, it's incredibly rewarding to see people that actually are feeling something when they play this game.
This is the most excited I've ever been in my life. Dude, I'm totally geeked out. I showed up yesterday like, whee, all happy. Nuts. This is great.
Between hyped up, exhausted, relieved, stressed, I'm all over the map right now. It's been a pretty crazy day. I think the interest in the game is really high right now, and that's awesome. I think it's really encouraging to see, and I hope that we can build and maintain this level of media hype. I think it all speaks well to this game coming out of the door next year and just rocking.